Hey Allure, it's Quannah Chasinghorse and I'm here to do my 10-minute beauty routine. First, I use the Dr. Barbara Sturm clarifying mask. I use it about 3 to 4 times a week depending on how my skin is looking. This product is very light. It's not too thick and you only need a little bit. I truly believe that a little bit goes a long way. I'm gonna take this out. I don't put too much in my T-zone. I mostly put it on my cheeks because that's where I break out the most. It makes my skin feel extra clean. I prefer to use my hands because I can better control how much product I lay on my skin. Every time I use a brush, I always usually put too much in one area rather than an even layer on all parts of my face. I grew up in the woods of Alaska. We had no access to stores, groceries. We completely lived off the land. You know, we just kind of used what we had. For me, that was just like a lot of natural soaps. A lot of the natural stuff that I used back then, I still use to this day. I use them every once in a while when my skin really needs kind of like to recover. If certain makeups irritated my skin and nothing works, it's usually the natural stuff that kind of brings my skin back to health. Let this dry for a second. Okay, I'm going to take it off. One thing that I realized really helps me with masks is I use cold water to actually take off any mask that I put on my face. Hot water and stuff makes you sweat a little bit much. For me, sometimes it causes breakouts. I found this sustainable brand. This is the Stem Cell Mousse Cleanser. I just got this, it's brand new. Kind of rub it on my fingertips. And then we go in circle motions. And I feel like with the mousse, it kind of gets in a little bit more than like any other cleanser that I've used. The skincare routine that I have right now is actually way different than what I would normally be using back home in Alaska. Back home in Alaska, it's actually really dry. When I moved to LA, there's a little bit more humidity. It's definitely a lot hotter. So my next step in my skincare is, this is the Paula's Choice 2% BH liquid exfoliant. It has salicylic acid and it's an exfoliant. I take a little bit and I put it into my hands and then I go like this and I get it into my fingertips and I just pat it into my skin. When I first tried it, I was in the middle of like a skin crisis where I was breaking out. It took a total of 3 to 4 days to get my skin texture to kind of mellow down. And I never actually used a product that worked that fast on my skin. And then this is their Paula's Choice Boost, their vitamin C super booster. But I do use it, I would say 4 to 5 times a week. For me, I kind of pat it in just like I did with the exfoliant. So I go 1 drop on this side, 1 drop on this side. I never really used vitamin C that much. This also has vitamin E. Whenever I need kind of like a more natural skincare regimen to kind of bring back my skin, I go to this, Sḵwálwen Botanicals. It's cranberry rose antioxidant facial serum, and I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite product. As you can tell, I lost the cap. I use it all the time. It's almost gone, but it's actually a native owned skincare brand. So I do 1 pump, and 1 pump is enough. Like, it exerts a lot in 1 pump, and I do the same thing. I bring it to my fingertips and a little bit in my palms, and I just pat it in my skin. And I kind of go like this to kind of get it into my fingers so that it kind of lays in my skin good. This is the Estée Lauder Ultimate Diamond Transformative Energy Cream. I don't use a lot of it and I just take a little bit from the cap, literally that much. I just go like this. And then when I do this, I kind of start massaging my face a little bit with my hands. I know a lot of people have like fancy tools, but I just use my hands for everything. This right here is where I carry a lot of stress in my shoulders, in my neck, in my head, and in my temples. So right here, I'm always rubbing it out in the morning. This is the Tata Harper Repairative Moisturizer for lightweight to normal to dry skin. Just one pump on my finger, literally that much. Little goes a long way. And then I go in mostly my dry areas, which is right underneath in my cheeks and my jaw. The last step to my skincare is the, of course, sunscreen. This is the Black Girl Sunscreen 30 SPF for face and body. The best. This was highly recommended by multiple makeup artists because I didn't know what sunscreen to use. I literally do this with all of my products. And one thing with sunscreen is you always get a white cast with certain ones, and with this one, I've never got that leftover like white cast or weird extra feeling on the skin. See, melts away so nicely, very moisturizing, and voila, we are done. It is really important to get a good base before you do your makeup, and this is, of course, the best I could do and the best I think for my skin before this photo shoot. Clean skin, jewelry on, all done. Thank you, Allure. This is my 10-minute beauty routine.